At 6:58 p.m., Emma Rowe walked into the restaurant on Bishopsgate with her phone pressed to her ear, laughing. To the world and to the 4 colleagues already seated at the polished oak table, she looked exactly like what her calendar said she was, a marketing executive meeting clients for dinner. She looked perfect. Black dress, light jacket, hair pulled neatly into a low bun, composed, professional. None of them noticed the micro-tremor in her left hand. Her watch buzzed once, a pulse she alone could see. On the hidden interface that glowed faintly against her wrist, a message appeared. Transmission window opens in 47 minutes. She muted the alert, smiled at her boss, and raised a glass of wine. "Cheers to progress," she said. But her mind wasn't in the room, because at 8:03 a.m. tomorrow morning, Emma Rowe would wake up 73 miles away, in a different body, under a different name, and the version of her now sitting at this table would cease to exist. It had started 6 months earlier. She'd been approached by Ian Communications, a defense contractor whose real business had nothing to do with communications. Their recruiters had been cryptic: work in data ethics, hybrid infrastructure, human interface systems. Translation: they wanted test subjects. The project was called Morpheus Human Pattern Data Transmission. Not cloning, not uploading, but replication through temporal phase continuity. They could scan a living brain, map every synaptic connection, then transmit that pattern through a quantum field. The recipient wasn't just a copy, it was the same consciousness, transferred instantaneously into a bioprinted host. One mind, 2 coordinates. They promised it was reversible. They lied by the time Emma realized what she'd signed up for. She'd already undergone 3 jumps: London to Manchester, Manchester to Geneva. Each one took a fraction of a second, a flash of static, a smell of ozone, a brief weightlessness. But after each transfer she noticed something off. Her memories felt too polished, her emotions slightly delayed, like she was acting through someone else's script. And once, she'd found a memory that wasn't hers: a cold room, machines humming, a voice saying, "Subject 4, be ready for overwrite." When she'd asked Ian's handlers about it, they told her it was transfer residue. She didn't believe them. The waiter poured another glass of wine. Her boss, Simon Carter, droned on about client expectations. Across the table, 2 of Ian's consultants smiled politely. They weren't consultants. She knew that now, they were monitors, watching her final sync in progress. She picked at her food, pretending to listen. Her smartwatch buzzed again. Phase lock initial, 22 minutes. She swallowed hard. Her chest felt tight. It was happening sooner than she thought. Her second phone, the one Ian didn't know about, vibrated softly in her bag. A message flashed across the hidden screen. "From L. Morgan, we can get you out tonight. Follow protocol when signal drops." Her throat went dry. Lena Morgan, the whistleblower who'd leaked Eon's preliminary data months ago. Everyone said she'd vanished. Emma had helped her vanish. And now Lena was offering her the same chance at 7:41 p.m. The lights flickered. No one else seemed to notice, but Emma did. The flicker meant the quantum lattice around her was destabilizing. Her consciousness was already being read. The transfer sequence had begun. She excused herself from the table, smiling tightly. "Just a quick call," she said. Simon waved her off without looking up. She slipped out the back door into the alley, heels clicking on wet pavement. The city hummed around her, neon reflected off puddles. Drones buzzed overhead. In her ear, a faint voice whispered through the neural link, "Emma, you have 2 minutes before the uplink completes. If you stay connected, they'll overwrite you completely." "Where do I go?" she hissed. "Nearest relay tower, North Line. Look for the service hatch." She ran. Rain began to fall, cold, sharp, metallic. At the end of the street, the relay tower rose against the skyline like a rib of glass. The hum of energy around it made her teeth ache. She climbed the service ladder, ducked through an unlocked hatch, and dropped into a maintenance bay glowing with blue light. Her watch pulsed red. "Transferred 93% complete. Lena, I'm out of time. Override code 73 Tunova," the voice said. "Input it manually into the interface core. It'll sever the sync." She crawled toward the glowing console, fingers shaking. Lines of code shimmered on the transparent screen. She entered the override. "Access denied. Authority override." Carter's sure blood ran cold. Simon. He'd been in on it the whole time. "Emma," said a voice behind her human clothes. She turned. Simon stood in the doorway, rain dripping from his coat. His expression was calm. "You weren't supposed to find out," he said. She backed away. "You're erasing people." "Not erasing," he corrected. "Evolving. Every transfer perfects the consciousness, removes inefficiencies. The body you woke in this morning isn't your first. It's your 7th. She shook her head. "You're lying." He smiled faintly. "Am I? How many times have you had this conversation?" Her knees weakened. Images flickered in her mind. The same restaurant, the same night, the same argument. Dozens of versions stacked in her memory like echoes. He stepped forward. "You'll wake up in Manchester tomorrow. Better, cleaner, the noise gone," she whispered. "And this version," he looked almost kind, "this one ends." She lunged. Her hand closed around the interface core. She yanked the primary conduit free. The sparks exploded. The room filled with a high-pitched scream, not mechanical, not human, something in between. Simon staggered back, covering his ears. Emma slammed her palm against the panel, forcing a hard reset. The transfer countdown froze at 98%. The blue light flickered violently. Then she ran up the ladder, into the rain, into the chaos of the city. Behind her, the tower fled, once a column of light tearing through the clouds. Then silence. She didn't stop running until she reached the train station. It was nearly empty, just a few night workers and cleaning drones. She ducked into the restroom, locked herself in a stall, and stared into the mirror. Her reflection flickered. For a heartbeat, two faces looked back at her, both hers, slightly out of sync. Then the second one vanished. Her watch buzzed one last time. Transfer incomplete. Subject identity unstable. Her hand trembled. Lena, she whispered. No response. She scrolled to her messages. Every contact was gone, erased. Only one new notification remained. A train ticket. Departure 6:12 a.m. Destination, Manchester North. Passenger, Eliza Rowe. Eliza, her next identity. Already prepared. She stared at the name until her reflection blurred. At dawn, she boarded the train. Her face felt wrong, like it didn't belong to her. Passengers chatted softly. News screens reported a data breach explosion at an Eon Communications site in London. Multiple casualties. Her chest tightened. Somewhere another version of her had died. She closed her eyes. The train crossed the Thames, and she saw the skyline fade in the distance, the restaurant lights, the towers, the place where she'd been rewritten again and again. She wondered how many of her versions had escaped before this one, if any. At 8:02 a.m., the train slowed as it entered Manchester. Her phone buzzed with a new message. No sender ID, breakfast's waiting, welcome home. Her fingers shook as she typed back. Who is this? A reply came instantly. You. The reflection in the train window smiled back at her a half-second ahead of her movement. Her phone buzzed again. Synchronization resuming. She screamed, throwing the device out the window. The passengers turned, startled, but she was already gone, running through the station, hair wild, heart pounding, desperate to find somewhere the signal couldn't reach. But deep beneath the station, in Ian's northern lab, a new terminal lit up. Incoming consciousness detected. Subject Rowe. Integration 100%. Physical host online. In an apartment 3 blocks away, a woman who looked exactly like Emma opened her eyes. She smiled faintly, poured coffee, and checked her calendar. At 7 p.m. dinner with clients in London. 8 a.m. breakfast in Manchester. She didn't remember running. She didn't remember dying. Just a flicker of déjà vu when she looked in the mirror, and a whisper at the back of her mind that sounded almost like herself, saying, "Run." She ignored it because the meeting wouldn't wait, and neither would the next version of her.